From waking up in the morning till we are going to bed at night, there is a constant struggle, a inner struggle to do thing or to not to do thing, a choice between like to do thing or to not to do thing. And it's not just limited to us. Like majority of our society, they are going through the same struggle, and this struggle has become every single day struggle. Like since the morning to wake up on alarm or to keep it on snooze, to like going for walk or exercise, to ignoring it totally, or taking healthy breakfast or healthy meal, and or going for junk food. So these kind of choices, they have become like part of our daily life. And sometimes when we think about this choice, sometimes we try to understand what these choices are. So we tend to understand that every single choice, whatever we make, either it's making us like a so-called a successful person in today's world, and it's leading us toward that achievement of that particular success parameter, or either it's just making us no one in today's society, or sometimes like worse, like we are suffering, going through some problem, right? So if we try to understand this full understanding of like to do or to not to do, as that's always the struggle. Does not matter how successful we are, does not matter what's our thought process, still there is always, in few things we have always this inner conflict. And when we just try to understand the inner conflict, because if some person call it like, yeah, some parameters are set by society, we'll have to follow them if you want to achieve that kind of success, what is literally considered success in our today's world. And on other side, if you don't follow these rule of success, or these what you can say the qualities to become successful, on other side we'll become like loser if you don't follow these things, right? So there is always constant struggle inside. And when we see these struggles, sometimes yes, definitely we feel to take sleep quite late in the morning, right? And sometimes we don't want to go for a walk or exercise, we just want to ignore it for the sake of our like happiness or comfort, temporary comfort, whatever it is. Or sometimes it feels very good to eat some particular dessert or some sort of things, some junk food or pizza, something like this. And on other side, compared to that, salad or something like this, right? So when these struggles are, definitely there is a gain and a loss in both. So while you are following the path of success or path of like so-called good behavior, good attitude, so in this kind of routine, so you lose these what you can say, this interest, or you lose this happiness of these from these small things like taking late sleep, avoiding exercise, or eating some junk food or like sweet thing, right? And while we are definitely, but over here you have to be more disciplined, you have to push your limits and have to become someone, because as society expects that everyone to become successful, so the parameter for success are like very tough. So to keep our limit or keep our reach up to the particular schedule is quite hard, and sometimes it tend to get exhausted. So when we see this particular stage or the particular process to become successful, or the everyday's routine, they are day by day, I know we are doing them, but still somewhere they are like making us not that kind of satisfied, not that kind of happy with life, right? We tend to feel exhausted, or we tend to feel frustrated with that kind of tight schedule sometimes, that tight timetable, right? On other side, but if we'll just enjoy these so-called luxury or the temporary things, so we won't be able to achieve that kind of success, right? What society literally respect in today's world. So as these things are our daily what you can say struggle, so in these kind of struggle there is a little thinking. If you try to think quite deeply, so it's a basic thinking. So we tend to ask that, are those struggle to become successful is the main purpose of life, or is life supposed to be like that? On other side, if we are just living enjoying our basic desire to eat sweet, or just taking little luxurious life, so when we go for this option, is that not a way how life was supposed to be? Because as this conflict is, definitely everyone want to achieve that kind of success where they would be recognized by society as successful, right? But on the other side, we have to, our inner side personally say that sometimes we shall relax, sometimes we shall enjoy, sometimes we shall entertain, sometimes we shall pass our time with our friends, hang out with our family or some close ones, right? So these kind of struggles are daily struggle. And as society is going, so definitely I'm not saying that you don't become successful, you don't have to follow the timetable of success. Yes, if that makes you happy, if your timetable is adjusted, do that. But I don't think so that there has to be totally negating on these particular aspect of life as well, because life is about a balanced thing, right? We might be living a very disciplined life on one side, but little sometimes we can give our little hand toward like these things as well, because after all we can, this is also something which we can say the like enjoyment of life. Just a life is not only about to become successful or to achieve something or to reach somewhere, because after all, who set these parameters of success? We don't know, right? Yeah, society is seeing someone as successful. After all, life is limited to them as well, and those persons who are just enjoying their life in generally for them as well, right? So, but as society is seeing these persons who are enjoying their life as very low kind of persons with low esteem. So, but on other side, these persons are being highly valued, I shall say, or they are being highly praised for the path they are going through. But our life, do we have to live for others' satisfaction? Do we have to become someone to satisfy the others' views? Because how we are, whatever we are, that's for we ourselves, right? We are life after all. So we are not over here to become successful or to become someone's idol or to become someone who is like always a tough model or a disciplined model. Well, we also have a right to enjoy sometimes these basic luxury, these basic sweet things, these like hanging out with family, friends, taking out little time for our relaxation, right? Don't you think? It's also one of the beautiful aspect of life. So I can say this much only, if how much I understand about this particular hustle of daily life. Well, be disciplined, do exercise at least till that limit that which is making your mind and body or soul healthy, or you're spiritually well to you. But extremely pushing yourself as a disciplined person, I shall say, is not the it does not sound like a ideal way to live life, right? Sometimes I shall say this much only, that yes, you keep yourself disciplined, keep your body healthy, keep your mind healthy, keep your soul healthy, be spiritually well, but on other side try to little entertain as well. Because our life, we do not have a stage that at particular this stage we are going to achieve something, at this stage we achieve something, because life is a constant journey. Every single day, every single minute, I shall say every single second is a stage of life. So whatever you are doing today, you will not be able to do that same thing tomorrow or the next moment with same ability what you have today, right? So we have to keep in our mind like, yes, how society is, as few things, as I said, these social norms are not bad. They are created, they have been formed to make an ideal society, or to make a society which is at least going on now, as of now. So if society is idealizing this successful routine or their disciplined routine, follow this, but at least think about this life as well, because after all, it's also one of the beautiful aspect of life, right? So I will suggest this only: be disciplined, keep your body healthy, keep your mind healthy, keep your soul healthy, be spiritually well. On other side, try to use these things as well. Enjoy your life little while you are moving forward with this journey, right? Because life won't come back, and today's day won't come tomorrow. The same condition what you have today won't be tomorrow. The same ability what you have today won't be tomorrow. You have to keep in your mind, you got one life. So with this life, you will have to live how you can live with full potential. Just being the most successful person, or like being like ideal, or the role model of discipline, I would not say that that's a perfect life example, or that's a ideal life, right? So I am sure I gave a little thought process about this. I would not say that particular because this topic about like living life, how life supposed to be lived, it's not a my thing, because I can express my own point of views, the way how I see life, but it's up to you as well to think about that how life supposed to be, because I can give my point of view that how I see about life, right? But you shall think about your own self, because the condition for you, the way how you think is quite different than me, right? They won't be same like me. If they are like me, so probably you are also thinking the same way. But if they are not, still you also have your right, you also have your way of thinking. So I encourage that kind of thinking, right? So I'm sure this video was a little helpful, and it gave you at least a little thought process inside to think about. And if it did, please feel free to subscribe. It's a free, and yes, it will at least give me happiness a little, and you will feel good about, because after all, this channel you can check out. So there are many topics regarding these things where I talk about the human life in general or the human behavior in particular, right? So by then, you take care. Yet if you subscribe, so thank you for that. If you did not do so, please mention in comment section what's the reason, right? And then next video, I will try to do my best to take your subscription, right? So by then, please take care.